Hello, Wasif here, welcoming you to the Sinatra MVC cricket scoring app. I'm going to give you a little demo before we go into the code and talk about more details. So this app lets you create a user. In the attributes, uh, you will have to have is uh, name, then you have to have a username, email, and it has to have the @ symbol, otherwise it'll throw an error. Password could be anything. You create a user, so it says this email has already been taken, so it throws an error, so we'll have to use another email. Let's say we're just going to use a fake one here. I'm going to show you like what errors or exceptions it will give you. So now it says, okay, the password cannot be blank, username cannot be blank. So I'm going to make another one. Let's see if this one works. Donnie. Oh, boom. So this one works. So, well, then you have to use that. I think I entered the wrong password. Wow. Okay, so probably have one from before, so we can use that. Here you go. So this is the main page with the game route. Here you have three options. You can add a new game, where a new game can be between two teams. The home teams you can select from from all the teams right now I have in the database. In the away team, then you can select the players that actually participated in that particular game. So in this cricket, you have to have 11 players. I wish I had the select all option on the top. This would have been easier, but I have to manually do that. Probably have that option later on in JavaScript when we do that. So we submit the teams. It gives me to the games by new page. So you just select those again. The values right now are whatever the player ID is, but you can change it to, let's say, Virgil scored 15 runs, and then 15, maybe this guy scored 84, and all of that. There's a field for extras, which is in an average cricket game, extras are like maybe 20. So the total, I don't have the option of summing all of that right now in this, but the total is, let's say, 560, for example. Just for the sake of it, we'll do like 960. And 21 Longhorn seems like they scored more runs, so they won, so we'll say Longhorns won. And then this gives you right here like who is signed in. That's another, you can do it in the layout by the current user. So this is the show page where it shows all the team with the scores, who won the toss. In cricket, toss is very important, so I have that option as well. Then who won the game. Since this game was created by Lala and then the user is Lala, so I'm able to see these two options. If I go back, so I can edit the scorecard. I'm gonna go, so you can edit it, and let's say 980, and Longhorns won the game. You update the scorecard using flash message. It will tell you that the scorecard has been updated. Now you can go, so this game was created by Lala. Let's say I go back to all scorecards, and these are the games that were created by Lala, but let's say this game right here, this is created by Jen. So you see like how the options of edit or delete are not showing up. So this kind of meets the requirement that the user can only update or delete that particular resource, but other users can only view it, as you can see over here. So we can go to back to the main page. Since okay, you can add a new team if you want to the club. You have the option, you can type in a name, um, let's say Falcons, and here you have two different clubs, so you can pick either. I'm going to associate with RRCC, then add new team, and these are all the teams. Now the fourth one has been added. You can go back to the home page from here. The same way you can add a new player, player name John. Not sure how John is. I think it's John. Okay. Which team he belongs to. We'll put him in the new team Falcons. Add a new player. And here you go. So the player has been added. We can, if we go to Falcons, I would add a flash message here as well, so the user knows like the player has been added. So this is basically it meets the CRUD requirement of the project. I will just go ahead and log out over here and try to sign up one more time with another user. Pope at gmail.com. PEPOPE. So we have Pope and Pope as the username and the password. Here we'll use this. And hopefully here you go. So this is working. So this was the how the user is going to interact with the website. Now I'm gonna go into the code a little bit and try to explain how that part is working. So basically, I've used the Cornell gem that gives you the structure and all the controllers and the models and the views, and then you just have to add those files inside the models, the controller routes. First things first, you have to have the associations between models, like the club has many teams, and then team has many players, and it belongs to club. Similar way, player has many scores and players belong to a team. A game belongs to a user, so only the user can create a new game, and a game has many scores. In the score table, score belongs to a player, and I'll go into the database. To show you the schema. Here all the attributes for the games: home team, away team, toss result, user ID, extra, total 1, extra 2 for the second team. Players has a team ID and name. Score has a game ID and a player ID. So a score belongs to a player as well. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it, but it actually belongs to game. And then we have the club ID and the user name, email, username, and then password digest if we're using from bcrypt, which so each user has secure password using that. So anything the user's password is salted and hashed into something which is really hard to for the hackers to get it back. In the user model, I have different validations. The name presence has to be true. Email presence has to be true. Validates uniqueness of the email and also the username. And the username presence has to be true. And has secure password that automatically itself validates that the password has to be present there. So all these models, and then you can go to the user controller. I'm using rack-flash to update the user of the progress or anything that's been updated. They get to know through that, through flash messages, just like this. That if in the login, if you did not enter anything and you hit submit, it will tell you that the user does not exist if it does not match, or you need to enter the correct credentials. In the games route, so you have all the coding in there. If the user is logged in, then only they'll be able to see the login page or the games page. And games.new, all the different variables that I'm using, and then I'm using these variables into the view file and then displaying different tables and flash messages that need to be shown. So here you are. This was my project of cricket scoring app. It helps you maintain a record of all the games. Let's say you are playing and you can come back home and add the team, add the names, add the runs, add the scores, and then have a database of something of a record where you can go back, update, delete, or read whenever you want to. Here is my email address, and if you want to provide any feedback or suggestions how to improve this or make it better, feel free to go ahead and shoot me an email. And I hope you like the project, and it's on the GitHub as well, so you can go look at the code whenever you want to. This is the link to the GitHub profile, and here you can see all the code that has been used in order to make this application. Well, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.